Hey guys, it's Yura. So welcome back, and for this time's November's favorite, it's gonna be part of my vlogmas. This is day 3, I believe. So we're just gonna kick right off with what my favorites were for November. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with is this little bad boy here, Suguru. I went on to use it again for fixing a bunch of other stuff around the house as well. And also I think this is gonna be a great gift giving item for the season. And some of the things that I went and fixed were like coat hangers, rings, stone gem rings, and wires, and you know, things like that. So while we're on the topic of fixing things up, the next item I have here is Bonash Fuse It powder. Now this is something I saw on YouTube and found out while I was trying to figure out how to fix clothing and how to fix, you know, holes and repair holes and whether it was even possible. One of the ways you could do it is by reweaving it, and trust me, that's a whole nother level, and it's insane what these people could do, with what these reweavers could do. And you go to like school for it and everything. And then there's, you know, regular people fixing, which is you use fabric kind of glue, fuse it powder. I tried it, it works very easily. You just kind of like dash it on onto the fabrics that you want to like adhere together, and you can also fix holes on it. You just have to like kind of cut up the fibers really finely and then mash it in, then fill up the hole and iron it. And to iron it, it's recommended to use a fiberglass sheet like this one because it's going to protect the fabric. Like you could use it on silk and chiffons and laces and delicate things like that. I also tried making appliques out of this, and it works too. So you could create appliques and things like that for gift giving as well. And there's plenty of tutorials out there on how to use this powder, so I'm just not gonna get into it right now. Alright, so moving on to cosmetics and, you know, beauty products. So the first thing I have here are these Marc Anthony shampoo and conditioner set, and they're sulfate free with sea kelp infused. And because these are sulfate free, they're much gentler on my hair, especially because I went and bleached the crap out of my hair. So I still do use purple shampoos to keep up with the color, but I do use this when I want to do some deep cleaning with my hair and my scalp. I'm almost out of these. I've been using it pretty frequently. So far I've had pretty good response from my hair whenever I use these shampoo and conditioner, and they smell incredible. I really like how they smell. So the next thing I have here is this Jouer kitten liner, and I'm pretty sure you guys see me use this a bunch of times in my tutorials. I preferred Kat Von D's tattoo liner, the brush liner. I prefer brush liners, but the felt tip liner has been growing on me. After I ran out of Kat Von D's the brush tip liner, I moved on to this, and it took me a while, but now I'm digging it. I didn't have too much myth about the formula. The formula is pretty good. The felt tip, something I grew into, and now I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. And the next item I have here is this Velvet Lippy by Absolute New York in the color Wicked, I believe. So the color is this deep, plummy, vampy color, and it's great for fall. For this year, what I've been doing is I've been just kind of like dabbling it in the inner lips, and then having a paler color outside, and then just gradienting it out to kind of give a more of a vampy feel. And the texture on this is very soft, and it does kind of set to a bit of a cream finish, I would say. I guess the better term for it is velvet finish, since it's called Velvet Lippy. So on to my fashion favorite, and it is these Calvin Klein skinny jeans that are coming up to my ankles. I'm pretty sure I mentioned these jeans before. I think it's been a couple of years now. They're really just easy to style, and whenever I go out and meet new people, I always get commented on my outfit, and whenever I wear these, it's always like, your outfit looks bomb. My next favorite here is these Litas. Yeah, they're in here again. It's been a while since I've talked about the Litas, and I did retire them for a bit just because I didn't want to wear down on these too much, since these are like one of my favorite pairs of shoes in my collection. They're so comfortable, they're light, and I could be on my feet literally all day. I went to a job and I was literally on my feet all day in these, and I was like, I'm good, I'm fine. I would honestly love to have another same of this one in my collection so I could have it as like a backup in an ever case where this one just no longer becomes wearable. And these Litas obviously have a special place in my heart because it's so perfect. So perfect. So enough of me fangirling about these shoes. Let's move on. Next thing on my list is painting and watercoloring. The month of November was a little bit stressful for me since I was juggling so many things and I had so many different hats on. And there's something so beautiful about watching watercolor artists work their magic on piece of paper and control the chaos with wherever the paint flows, that it's beautiful. For once, I have a book favorite, and this month's favorite is called The 4 Hours Work Week. And this is a popular book amongst digital nomads and traveler YouTubers. And I went on to read this and I had a lot of spare time when I was on set work, so I went on to reading this and blew my mind on some of the things that you could do for businesses and how to create efficiency and, you know, go on to basically, you know, run a business. This has been a very educational material for me. I definitely do recommend it. And I don't necessarily agree with everything that comes out in this book, but there is definitely like good amount of information that I myself never truly learned when I was going through, you know, school and college because I didn't major in business. I majored in nutrition, and you know, the closest thing I got to were food service management. There were a lot of aligning things with that knowledge to here. There's additional things that I never got to learn. For my movie favorites, I have 2 movies on my list that really struck chords with me, and one of them is called To the Bones. And as many of you guys may know, To the Bones, during its initial release, it received a lot of flack, a lot of controversy about glamorizing eating disorder. And I could personally say, after watching it and having been a survivor of eating disorder and having gone through, you know, majoring in nutrition, I could honestly say that it's not glamorizing eating disorder at all. It is definitely a great movie that if you don't know about eating disorders, to learn a little bit more about it and the mental psychology aspect of what goes on with it. Because it's not as simple as just eat this food, you know. It's way more deeper than that. It's a very informational movie, and it portrays eating disorder in a very, very like dark light. And if you are of someone who is a survivor or going through it or in danger of a relapse or sensitive to that nature, do not watch it. Just don't watch it. It's so dangerous to put yourself in there. Luckily, I overcame my, you know, eating disorder, and I'm in a very, very strong and healthy place where I could handle that with myself. The next movie that I have is a little bit more lighthearted than that. Still pretty dark, and it's called The Founder. Now, The Founder, if you guys didn't know, is also on Netflix. It is a movie starring Michael Keaton. It's a biopic about the initial startup of McDonald's and the pioneering the ways that the McDonald brothers had when it came to food service industry, and the vision that Ray Kroc had when it came to franchising it out, and now it's this international worldwide brand conglomerate thing that it is today. For me, it was mind-blowing to see the movie because I did learn about this in school, but it just was never taught in this way that the movie had, and the movie just made it more realistic. It's kind of the origin story of like today's food service industry, how it came to be, and it was just pioneered by these 2 brothers. If any of you guys worked in the food service industry, I highly recommend this movie just because it'll kind of get you to understand where the workflow and like the pioneering that went into making the food service industry that it is today. McDonald brothers were the ones who got it there. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching, and if you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button, make sure the bell notification is on so you could be part of the notification squad. I make new videos every day for the month of December, so you'll be seeing a lot of me. Alright, so as usual, until next time, much love, peace.